flash off. Okay. So, Mr. Johnny, okay, is that your real name, Johnny Bush?
Part of it. Last name was Shin when I was born, but when I went to join the union here in San Antonio in '72, I got my first professional job at the Texas Star Inn.
Yeah.
And I was working 3 nights a week for Frank Klein, and we had a TV show on Sunday. And my name is John Bush Shin III. So it was confusing to Frank Klein because I had Johnny on my belt, and my uncle gave me a belt with Johnny on it. I've never called Johnny in my life. My family called me Bush, so he got confused. So that night on Channel 5, he said, "Here's our new singer from Houston, Johnny Bush." And it made me so mad I almost forgot my words that my song I was going to sing. So the next day when I went to the Union Hall to get my union card, Eddie Brazel had it typed out, Johnny Bush, and I threw it back at him, but it's not my name. He said, "Well, what is your name?" I said, "It's Johnny Bush Shin." He said, "Well, this is more professional than John Shin." Fact of the matter is, I think he didn't want to type out another card, so.
Yeah.
And then later on, fast forward, when many years later, when I started recording on my own and different checks was coming in, some said Shin, some said Bush, got confusing, so I had it legally. It's not a change, we just took the last name off. So it became Johnny Bush about 1969.
Okay.
So I guess that answered your question.
Yeah.
It is my name, but it's not.
It is, but it's not used. Yeah. That's okay. I'm fine. Anyway, so, and you started playing, how did you start playing and singing? What was the very instant when you realized that's what you wanted to do?
Well, the joke is I didn't want to work for a living. No, when I was a kid, we'd have electricity where I was brought up, and after we got a radio, hearing all these bands and songs and everything, and people would come over to the house, and my dad would play guitar and they would sing and pick. And I was interested in that because the rest of the kids wanted to go out and play, and I wanted to stay in there where they were picking and singing. So my dad bought me my first guitar when I was about 10, a 3/4 size guitar, taught me a few chords. And then when I was 12, 13 years old, he bought me a full-size guitar, and I've always wanted to do that. And I'd hear songs and I'd learn them. And I'd go to school and sing, and I liked the adoration.
Sure.
I mean, everybody does. Everybody wants to be liked,
Of course.
So I come to San Antonio, and my uncle, Smiling Jerry Jericho, I don't know if you ever heard him or not, he had some big hits in the 40s and 50s. And he asked me to come to San Antonio to help him drive, and I did. And he had a 15-minute radio show on KMAC on Saturday afternoon because he was playing the Roundup Club that night. And I came with him, and he said, "Why don't you play and sing one?" So I did, and I don't know, it was all coming back because I was a teenager then. And I liked it, and I liked what I was seeing, I liked what I was hearing.
Oh, yeah.
So I met my first wife at the old Roundup Club, so I moved to San Antonio in '52. And there's a big band here in town then, a big name called Al Rogers, and he was on Capitol Records. And I'd go to KONO every day when he had his live show, and he'd ask me to sing. And I made friends with him in the band, and he called me one day and said, "I just talked to a guy I'd like to hire you." And it was Frank Klein at Texas Star Inn. I'd never had a professional gig yet, so I went out there and auditioned, and he hired me, and so I told you about the TV show and all that. And that's how I started. I had 1,000 day jobs because I couldn't make enough money playing back then. So everybody I know in the business had to work days until they got their break. It was no different for me, and we kid about it. Our stuff said I had 1,000 jobs, hated every one of them. So you have to do something to make a living. On the weekends you can pick, and sometimes working Saturday night or Sunday night, you'd be too late to make your day job on Monday, and you get fired. It's not just my story; it's just about everybody's story.
Yeah.
So that's how it come about, and I love San Antonio, still do. George and I come up here today driving. I said I might cuss it for all the construction's going on now. The whole town's under construction. I said, but I cuss it, but I wouldn't leave it. I wouldn't live here anywhere. I said, I've lived in a lot of places, but I still think this is home for me. I wasn't born here, but that wasn't my fault. I come here as soon as I could learn to read.
So many jobs, and was there something that, other than music, something that you did in your illustrious work career that you were interested in at all?
I wrote songs. I've written some songs for myself and for Willie Nelson and Ray Price.
Oh yes. I meant your other jobs. Those 1,001 jobs. Is there anything that was interesting at all, or just it's all music? And you wrote songs. What inspires your songs? You wrote a lot of songs.
I don't know. I've talked to Willie Nelson about that, and I think we think that these lyrics and these melodies are being, for lack of a better word, broadcast. They're up there. And if you could just come in tune with that, be receptive of what's going on, have an idea, and concentrate. And it comes, and I can't explain it, he can't either. Sometimes when it comes so fast you better write it down. Sometimes it comes in spurts.
Yes.
There's no method that I know of other than just wait for it,
And do lyrics come first, or does music come, or does it all come together?
With me at the same time, because
all together.
A song, a poem is one thing, but a song has to meter with the words,
Yes.
It has to rhyme. First of all, you have to have a good story, then it has to rhyme to the music.
Yeah.
So the only way I've been able to do it is to do it at the same time. But I never pick up a guitar or anything else with a new song until it's all in my head. Or I can write it down and try to remember the lyrics. And then I pick up a guitar or just sing it a cappella, Acapulco.
Okay. And what made me ask that is of course, the famous duo Elton John and Bernie Taupin. One writes the music and one writes the lyrics.
Roger and Hammerstein.
Yes.
Tin Pan Alley. Although some of those guys would write lyrics for it.
Yeah.
I've never done that. I don't think Willie has. I've had people give me an idea. I had done a movie once where the lady that was writing the movie said, "This is the scene, and we want a movie, a song about it." And if I tried real hard, that was pretty easy.
What movie?
Called Beartooth. It's available online.
Beartooth?
Beartooth. The stars were Buck Taylor, who was on Gunsmoke. He was Newly on Gunsmoke, and his dad, that old man, George, it's damn funny, we called him Cannonball in the movies, Dub Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Dub and Buck Taylor's father and son, and it was done in Montana, in Red Lodge, Montana in 1976, and we had the summer scenes and then the winter scenes.
Very nice.
And I wrote the theme, and I wrote different melodies for some scenes that they wanted. We got 16 minutes here to write something.
Okay.
It was a challenge, and I enjoyed it. My part in the movie, you got to look pretty close.
You were in it as well.
I was the bartender. Yeah.
You were the bar. Oh, I'm going to look at it. When was it
Carbon
made?
County Bar in 1976.
76.
And it's out. You can get online and find it. A lot of people have it.
Okay.
It's kind of a Grizzly Adams thing. A lot of animals and Montana.
Oh, nice.
It was fun to do, but
So the movie was already shot, and they asked you to write.
No, I was up
Write
there.
the
I
music.
was part of the movie, and
No, I mean after it was shot, then you wrote the music.
not really.
Or you had a script?
I had the music recorded, not in my head and done on paper.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie has to be shot, and then you go in the studio with this moviola. They crank it back in the studio, then you start playing it, and they put it on the soundtrack.
Okay, yeah.
That's how that's done.
Okay. Very interesting. So, San Antonio. You've lived in San Antonio for a long, long time, eh?
Until 63, and Charlie Walker, a big disc jockey here in town one time, had already moved to Nashville. He told Ray Price about me. And they come through town and need somebody to finish the tour. They was going through to West Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. They were going to wind up here at Fort Sam at Officer, whatever it was. And I told him I wanted the job, and Buddy Emmons talked to him and hired me. Because he heard me play on the road, and we were really gelling, you know. So I got that gig, and I moved to Nashville for about 4 years. And that's when I had what some of my songs to Surefire Publishing Company, like I saw them recorded. And as a drummer, I was doing demo sessions when we were off, and I worked for Ray till about 60, from 63 to 66, I guess, or maybe longer. Then I wanted to go out on my own, so I did, and Woody produced my first record in 67. Called The Sound of a Heartache, and I was lucky enough to get a hit, so I've been doing it ever since.
Yay! And we're glad you have.
I'm glad.
We love you. I love you. I was so happy to see you and hear you. It's been a very long time. Back at Sam
This was
Kinsey's
totally
salute.
Impromptu.
No, at Sam Kinsey's salute. This was fun. This was
you
very,
just say,
very
you just
different.
said it. I'm gonna be out there again on a benefit 23rd.
Yeah,
We're
I
doing a
heard.
benefit for Junior Christian.
I'm performing at a party in Austin the 22nd. I might be back in time.
Well,
I
I told
hope
him
so.
I'll be in San Angelo on 22nd, but I'm coming back for that.
Yeah.
It's Texas Pride.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I might see you there,
Okay, good.
and we'll continue.
Good.
I'll let you go and eat your hot tamales.
My cold hot tamales.
No, they're still. Oh my gosh, they're burning up. George, you're next. Are you gonna be at Texas Pride in a week, or the 23rd?
I don't think so. I think we're working somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, I've given my card. Let me close this out.